Well, wasn't she married
Yes.
by the time she got pregnant?
Hmm?
Wasn't she married by the time she got pregnant?
Yes.
Or are you trying to tell us a dirty little secret?
Was my mom a bastard child?
No.
An out of wedlock, ill repute, not ill repute, my mother wasn't a whore.
No. No, but your grandmother might be.
So wait, Elaine dating Ira was like, it was a secret for a while? How long were they dating before like people knew about it?
Nobody knew.
So-
None of us knew.
So what did she come home and announce that they were getting married? Well, you went
I
to the
guess,
wedding. Here's the picture of you and Daddy fighting at her wedding.
At her wedding, yes.
Oh, okay.
And the wedding was at Grandma's, was it not? Just like yours was,
Oh, really?
in the house in Perth Amboy. Right?
Yeah. Mm.
And then did she get pregnant?
Was mom a honeymoon baby?
I wonder. Did Elaine get pregnant soon after they got married?
I don't know,
You don't know.
but I think so.
I think so too. My guess would be very close.
Do you remember what year they got married?
Oh, I don't
No.
know.
No.
Don't even remember what year I got married.
I'm sure you don't.
Let's see, 1940.
That's exactly right, Mom.
They got married in 1940? Okay, mom was born in 45, so they weren't married that long before
Now,
mom came
got
around.
married in 1940. I don't think
Oh,
your
okay.
grandmother got married until maybe 40. Was I born? Was I born when Elaine got married? Do you remember? Were you living in Brooklyn? Did you have to drive all the way to Perth Amboy in a horse and buggy?
No.
Do you remember? Was I born when you were fighting with Daddy here?
I don't know.
What was the fight about? Do you remember?
I don't know.
They were kidding, I
We
think.
were
Oh, okay.
kidding around.
Oh, okay. Remember anything about, what do you remember about your wedding day?
My wedding. I remember all the uncles were there, I think.
I'm
at
sure
my
they were.
wedding.
I'm sure they were.
How many of them were there? How many uncles were there?
5.
Wow.
Oh, really? 5 uncles. 5 quite interesting uncles.
I don't know. I don't think Ike was there.
Oh, he was probably in the Navy then,
Yeah.
wasn't he? So there's Uncle Ike. He was a commander in the Navy. Possibly one of the first Jewish commanders in the Navy.
I think they said the only one.
I think so, up to that point. Then there was Uncle, the one who went to Hollywood. What was his name?
Itchy?
Uncle Itch, to be a star.
Uncle Itchy.
Yeah.
But what was his real name?
Edgar.
Edgar. Uncle Edgar.
Oh, okay. So that's actually a good nickname for Edgar.
Yes.
Is the
I don't know why he
EDG.
was called Uncle Itch.
Well,
Do you
because the
know?
EDG isn't like an idge sound.
Ah, that's true.
What did he say?
EDG for Edgar is like an itchy sound.
Oh.
Is that why?
I guess, because I mean, like, just
I
like
should,
the end of
I
the
should
word.
think that he had that name a long time before anything he did.
Yes, we just wondered why. And then there was, and he changed his name, Uncle Edgar, to Barry Brooks,
Yeah.
because who could be Edgar Schlushbach and become a famous movie star?
That's why Marg Helgenberger doesn't have much of a career anymore.
Yes, is that why? Is that why she quit? I don't
Maybe.
think so. Times have changed.
They have.
They really have, as far as names are concerned. But
You're allowed to have a Jewish name now.
Yes. But he was in a few movies, but mostly as a one-liner.
hmm
So So you have a great uncle who was in the movies, and then he ended up being manager for Pearl Bailey for a long time.
Yeah.
And Uncle Edgar was married a few times.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
once one of his marriages, he was married at Bob Hope's house.
Oh wow.
He knew a lot of, as Barry, he knew a lot of people. But I didn't ever really know him. I knew Uncle Ike. I knew Uncle, oh shit, I can't think of his name, who owned the hotel.
And these are all your brothers, Judy?
Benny?
No, these are all her uncles.
All her uncles.
Uncle
Okay.
Benny, Uncle Edgar, Uncle Ike. Come on, Mom. Think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Harry?
Uncle Harry. Oh, I knew him too.
Yeah, you did. He was the oldest.
And he lived a long time. He had 2 wives too.
3, I think.
3? Uncle Harry did? Ooh.
I don't know.
He had that, what's her name? Well, Harriet was his wife with whom he had those 3 children. But the first woman, I always thought was really an old person because she had white hair, but she wasn't older than him. Okay, so that's Edgar, Harry, Benny, and Ike, and who's the thumb?
Itchy.
No, that's Uncle Edgar.
Teddy.
Teddy. Uncle Teddy, I knew him too.
Where'd you guys go on your honeymoon?
We went to...
Line.
Where'd you go?
We went to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and from Florida we went to Cuba.
Oh wow. That's exciting.
Yes, it was.
Did you do a lot of dancing?
Oh, God.
I think that's what we did.
Yes, Mom, there you are, going to Cuba.
But we did that again. The same thing.
See that.
There's Dad, there's Mom.
Oh wow.
I don't know if that's very good light for you to take the picture.
Yeah, no, it's good. I can get in on it. Oh my goodness.
They
Look
were
at those
quite the couple.
suits.
Yes,
Amazing.
look at his hat. I love his
That
hat.
is an awesome brim.
It is. He had some awesome hats. Definitely. You know where Annie Lane went to on her honeymoon?
Only one?
Do you know where Annie Lane and Uncle Ira went on their honeymoon?
I can't hear a word you're
Do
saying.
you know where Elaine and Ira went on their honeymoon?
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Minneapolis. No, I'm just kidding.
Beautiful Piedmont, North Dakota.
Right, exactly. Did they go on a honeymoon?
Oh, I'm sure they went away. I keep thinking to myself, the whole thing was so stupid.
Which thing?
What whole thing?
The honeymoon?
No.
The marriage?
Yep.
Who? Elaine and Ira?
Well, we didn't know because nobody knew that they were.
Dating.
Yeah.
They were the only ones that knew that they were seeing one another.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You think Annie Lane got married because you got married? No.
I don't really think so.
But she only knew Uncle Ira because of Daddy, right? I mean, that's how she met him.
No, really?
Well, they were very good friends, Daddy and Uncle Ira, growing up
Growing up.
in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's got to be how she met him. Probably on some, oh, come on, Mom, you want to, well, this isn't about Annie Lane, but you really ought to tell him about the fun dates when Dad would bring his friends to St. Elizabeth's to take out the Catholic girls who were big party girls, weren't they?
No, and they used to come to Perth Amboy.
Oh, the Catholic girls came to Perth Amboy. You mean you drank at the house? At Grandma's house?
Sure, we had that bar in the cellar.
You had a bar in the cellar.
Nice.
And what would happen? And Daddy would bring his friends? Maybe that's how Annie Lane met Uncle Ira. Under the table in the cellar.
Wait, Annie Lane was a Catholic schoolgirl?
No, Mommy
Yeah.
was.
Oh, you
I
were?
was.
Mom went to St. Elizabeth's College.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't wait to go to college, and since she graduated early from high school, they were the only school that would take her mid-semester.
Okay.
And okay, I mean, again, these are little stories I know, but how about when, I don't know if it was the dean or who called Grandma because they caught you doing what?
Oh, that's when I was in school.
Right. And what were you
What
doing
What
there?
did you get caught doing?
I didn't really know. I wasn't very friendly with people even at that point. Because everybody had been there 6 months already.
So what did you do to ingratiate yourself?
No, they finally asked me to go out with them. Because we had a class, English class was canceled.
Oh.
And so, we had the afternoon off. And I was sitting out in front of the dorm and with the rest of the crew. So they were,
And St. Elizabeth's was an all-girls school,
Mhm.
so just so you know. Yes.
yeah, and they started to talk. One of the girls were there had an automobile.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what kind of car it was?
Oh God,
Nah.
no.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, so one of the girls there had a car. How many of you piled in there?
Quite a few of us. And we went out and they stopped at a roadhouse.
Yeehaw.
Oh, these girls were party girls.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
And they all ordered drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do that. I had to go home at a certain hour because I had Greek play practice.
At the school?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we did Medea.
Nice, easy little comedy.
Yeah.
Were you Medea?
No,
No. Were you in the chorus?
I think I was the nurse.
The nurse. Oh my God, you were the...
Were you one of the ionic columns?
So, there you were at the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So
So at the Roadhouse. So everyone else had to order drinks. Did you get anything?
Yes, a cigar.
and then what happened?
And then one of the girls got ill during the night from drinking too much. But
As college girls are wont to do. That hasn't changed.
more important than that, I think it was the fact that she was not used to afternoon drinking.
That could be too.
Yes. So now you have to tell her.
Okay, so one of the girls got ill. Where does it sounds like? I feel like trouble's brewing soon.
Yes, trouble's brewing. So how did you get involved with that? With the girl getting ill? Did she tell who?
Well, everybody was going to tell one story. That we all ate bad hamburgers.
Okay.
Okay.
That didn't go over too big, did it?
No, anyway, when what's-her-name got ill, found out that she was pregnant.
Oh dear.
Whoa.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's started the ball rolling.
I guess so. It wasn't about the hamburger at all, huh?
No,
Everybody knew.
everybody The dean found out about everybody that went out that day.
Mm-hmm.
And she told us all to call our parents and tell them to come to school.
Oh boy.
And
And I had called my mother when I came back from the ride in the automobile and told her I had the best day at school. Since I got there, everybody talked to me.
And so what happened when you had to call to tell them where you really were?
Oh, I had, because the dean insisted that all of our parents come to.
sorry, keep going.
That's okay.
Mom.
Come to school.
Mm-hmm.
And when Irene came to school, I took her to the dean's office.
Irene was your mother? You took her to the dean's office, uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And I dropped her there. But they had the kind of big doors that you see in lots of buildings where there's a small the top of the door there was a small opening,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that opened
Like a small
up.
little like window kind of deal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was outside in the hall listening to what they were saying, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And Irene got very upset with the nun. And she said to her, I don't understand why you're bothering with her. She always has a cigar after dinner, meaning me. Meaning me. So my cigar incident didn't get very much publicity
Okay.
because,
Well, it was a little overshadowed by a pregnancy.
yes, and she believed the fact that I had a cigar.
A cigar, not a drink.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was it. And she was very.
It was nothing, Mom. Finish. Who was very what? I missed.
So we found out that Irene said, you know, got mad at the nuns, and it's like, that's not a big deal. She always has a cigar
Right.
after dinner.
My daughter
And
said.
that's the last thing I ever heard, except that all of us could not leave the campus till the end of school year that year. And this happened, I guess, somewhere between March, I guess. No, must have been after Easter.
Okay.
That was the first time you had a nice day at school? Ay, ay, ay.
Had what?
That was the first best day you had at school?
Well, nobody talked to me. You know, I like to talk.
Yes.
So then we weren't allowed off campus at all. We had to stay on. Couldn't go home. Couldn't do anything. And so I got used to being with a group of girls, which I stayed with the rest of school.
How about the pregnant girl? Did she stay in school?
Who?
The girl who was pregnant, did she stay in school? It's all right if you don't remember, Mom. It's not important. I just wondered.
Was the father anyone scandalous?
Anybody know who knocked her up, Mom?
Who put the dough for that bun in the oven? That was weird.
I'm sure some of those girls did that went with us, but I never was in on that.
Okay.
And so these were this was your group of friends. This is how you became fast friends with these fast girls from
Yeah.
St. Elizabeth's
And you
College.
were all on probation together.
Yeah.
All right, so I have another question, of which I have no answer whatsoever. But true, Annie Lane was a runway model, yes?
Runway model.
You know, a woman who models clothes.
But just in Monmouth County. You know,
Oh,
she never went to New York and did it or any of those things.
no. So
Yeah.
just down around here
Yeah.
for like stores, for like department stores. I mean,
I think of her mostly as doing it for
for like fundraisers,
yeah.
like for Hadassah or something like that. And how do you have any idea how she came to be doing that? Did someone say, well, you're tall, thin, and big busted, why don't you walk down the runway? I mean, because she was part of those charities?
I think so.
Okay. I'm trying to be helpful, but since we don't need
That's
help
okay.
in any stories, can't think of